Number 2, meaning 2 more teams are going to be advancing on to the group stages and eventually competing for that $20,000 prize pool. First things first, I'm Breaking CBK. Today I'm going to be joined by Swindle Melons as my co-caster. Swindle, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. Won some Euro TMM, so it was a first. Today started out well.
That's good. It's been good for you guys lately, including this last week, and what a run you guys had. I still haven't got the chance to talk to you since then, but oh my god, I'm sure that was a fun weekend.
Yeah, one of the better ones. I wouldn't say, I mean, fun because we won, yeah, but like, I had family over like all weekend, and by the time we were done with games, I
Yeah.
would have to like, it's 7 o'clock. They're all leaving, so hopefully this weekend we can take care of business a little faster
A
because
little
that
different.
sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely a different experience for you guys as of late. But as you said, you guys still won it in the end, and definitely in dramatic fashion. You just had to make it a little more difficult, apparently. So that was a lot of fun. But enough about you, Swindle. Let's talk about these teams that we have here. We got Justice League going to be taking on Lion Esports Club, and again, this matchup very important because this is the semifinals, meaning the winner of this best of 3. They're going to be going to the group stages to join yourselves and Team USA, as well as the 2 Southeast Asian teams that have already qualified, of course. So a pretty big matchup we have here, Swindle.
Yeah, for sure. I got to give a big edge here to Lions. I think they're going to be the stronger team going into this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we discussed, but they dropped Pee Wee and they're playing
Yeah.
with Fuzi now. So some insight on that. Fuzi basically asked Lions, or rather asked his team. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to play this cycle with Lions if you guys are cool with that." And they said, okay." And then that was the end of IG and Fuzi. So I believe it's still a trial stage, so we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes. People kind of commented on Pee Wee's play and said they thought he did poorly, but they did finish like very close to first place.
Yeah. Second
So
place, nothing to be too sad about in the end.
yeah, but apparently they weren't just impressed. So
Yeah.
now we'll see what happens. The Lodestone, it's kind of unconventional to see NG picked over Lodestone nowadays, since Lodestone's still really strong. But
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna get a really good combo in the NG fade. Most people would say, well, why not go Pebbles? But after the nerf, you can't really dominate a fade lane like you used to in the past. And Engineer Fade's one of just the greatest lanes because you're such an easy setup stun, ridiculous amounts of damage, and Fade just gives you so much map control.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see maybe a CD instead because Lions might not ban Fade. KG, they're going to take the Pebbles, so standard Lions. The thing is, like, this is the thing about Lions drafting. They're so predictable in what they're going to do. I mean, their next pick is going to be Parasite. They're going to then probably run Lodestone bot, Pebbles mid with support, and somebody top. So, I mean, DCX is in a pretty good spot to kind of see what's coming and figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, we'll see if they answer to that. Just real quickly, the bans that came out, of course, were the Ophelia, Prisoner, Tempest, and Scout. So, obviously, looking at that, Prisoner, I definitely want to get your thoughts on this one. I haven't got the chance to again talk to you since he kind of just exploded onto the scene. Prisoner, just a powerful hero, would you say?
Oh yeah, most OP hero in the game. Pretty much auto win, I think. The only thing we have, I think a cursed mid is the only way to handle prisoner, or 3 heroes. But even that can backfire.
So it's just best to ban him, it sounds like. Just best to ban
Pretty
him,
much.
not even worry about him, and that's exactly what Lions did here, of course. So Andromeda's the final pick coming out here from Justice League, so that lends you to believe, obviously, not going to be seeing a jungle strat necessarily from them. Going to be more of that 2-2-1 setup, of course. Maybe even a tri-lane. Wouldn't be out of the question, but probably more of that 2-2-1. You predicted the Parasite here. You still leaning with that?
Um, yeah, still pretty sure that's what we're gonna see. I just don't think Hanskin really feels comfortable in that second support role.
Well, there you go. They change it up a little bit. They go with the Pyromancer. By the way, so with them picking up Fuzi, I don't know if you know this. Do you know what their roles are like now? Is Fuzi the new carry player?
They're trying. That's what he's being used as. They're kind of having difficulties with it. They're putting super KGE on certain heroes depending on the situation. Like if Jonas gets Hag, they have Pebbles. Maybe Fuzi will play Pebbles and Jonas would carry with Hag. But they're just trying to figure it out. That's part of the thing about roster switching.
Yeah.
Normally, when teams develop their own strategies, everybody kind of has some hero niches that they start to fill. And when you drop somebody, even if you're doing a one-for-one exchange, like, okay, get rid of this carry player, get that carry player. I think, for example, Flensmeister and Pee Wee, they
Yeah.
both had totally different types of skill sets and hero sets. And it's really difficult to just kind of take one person and replace them and then just kind of keep going with what you were doing. It's always going to take some time to adjust. So,
Yeah.
we will see.
It's going to be interesting because, again, obviously, yeah, Fuzi not necessarily known for his carry play as far as his previous history, but in the end, it wouldn't be that out of the question. So we'll see, who ends up playing what, specifically this game and even in this series. While the banning phase is moving along, we do have the Parasite, Dampier, Nymphora, Sandwraith, Moon Queen, and Predator. So very carry heavy there overall, especially at the end, coming out by both of these teams. So now we'll see what Justice League responds with here. Anything glaring to you? Rally, perhaps?
Corrupted disciple.
Well, there's the CD. Gotta say, saw that coming. Pretty strong hero here. Parasite was banned. Keeper still in the pool. Looking at the drafts right now, I guess Hanskin's going to be not playing jungler unless they've been practicing Solstice or like Keeper Forest. Warbeast's still in the pool, so definitely a hero you got to look at in this sort of game.
Yeah.
He becomes much stronger when neither team has a jungler, and especially if there's tri-lanes, because it's pretty much auto-win tri-lane if you got a Warbeast on your team.
Just because of that battle cry? His W, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if he becomes picked up here. But Lion's going to think about this one. They still have plenty of extra time compared to DCX. Real quickly, too, obviously we got this series here just to touch on what the plan is for today. We got this best of 3. There's a Torture pickup. Now, following, it's set to start at 3 p.m. Eastern, so it could start before this one finishes, obviously. In fact, there's probably a pretty good chance of that. The next series is Team Excellent versus Swag Nation, a.k.a. former kind of VDT team. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they're all about. If it seems like it's going to be a little bit too long for this series, Colecast is going to step up and cast that one. If there's a chance, though, we can jump over to that one after. Then we'll jump over to that one. So that's the plan. No matter what, both series are going to be covered in some sense, whether it's here on Honcast or over there on Colecast. So just an update there. There's a Torture, but the response of Keeper of the Forest coming out with that final pick.
Yep, pretty standard. I mean, it gives their lanes away. You're going to be running a Keeper Suicide, Andro CD bottom, NG Fade mid. So it's a very formidable lineup. I actually think they got a very excellent draft here.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the Andro, but he's still solid. Definitely a solid support hero. It's just going to come down to what Lions wants to do here because they're in kind of a weird situation because if they go carry, like some sort of hard carry, it's going to be tough for them to man up because none of the heroes in the pool right now really dominate a keeper, and I'm pretty sure they would lose bottom to CD, Andro, and Engineer. So I think they're going to just do a Lodestone Suicide, and they're just thinking about what hero they want to put short lane now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and obviously again going back to the second tier bands especially, you got Sandwraith, Moon Queen, Predator, Dampier, all banned in that stage. So you see Jonas the fan right clicking through several of the leftovers right there. Master of Arms perhaps could be that option. It seems like he kind of stuck on that one, so maybe Hans going to agree with that there. 1 second, it is going to be Master of Arms. So that's who they're going to finish with the carry. You like that in the end, Swindle?
Yeah, it works. It's going to be MOA, most likely, as you said, carrying. They're probably going to go Pyro Pebs mid with a Lodestone bot. Works out for them, but I'm not... It's tough to say because a Keeper should get a lot more XP than a Lodestone, and he can also farm Ancients, whereas Lodestone's more that active type hero. So, as most games that, in this meta seem to be, it'll be decided through the mid lane.
Let's get it on.
Always seems to go back to the mid lane in the end. There's a lot of swapping going on there at the end, but I think we're good to go here. And as far as advancing on and moving on with game number 1. So here we go, guys. Again, this is the SoundBlaster Heroes League semifinals here for qualifier number 2. As look at that, I actually still have my snowstorm weather turned on. I gotta turn that off real quickly. There we go. All right, gonna not play in the snow here. All right, so into the game we go. Interface looks good. Here we are. We got game number 1, DCX versus Lion Esports Club. To kick things off, both teams sending a couple players at least towards that bottom lane. You see Lion Esports Club, they got 4 players heading towards the bottom here. Torture with 1 Water Rev on him. The 2 Water Sights are on Pyromancer. We'll see if they look to... Obviously, there is no jungler over here on DCX, as it's going to be a Suicide Keeper of the Forest, so probably not going to ward up the jungle necessarily, but get some aggressive wards down here, perhaps. Corrupted Disciple and Andromeda is being sent to that bottom lane. So you said you're usually a huge fan of Andromeda, but you think it can work in here?
It's hard to say. I mean, the hero's very strong. It's just the swaps pretty much hit or miss. I like it a lot against heroes like Pharaoh, Rally. I guess it works against Lodestone as well. You see they're actually aggressively warding here from Lions, so they might actually be going aggressive. Let's see. They did. They double pooled Pebbles, so that is what they're gonna do. Okay. They're gonna be doing a Pebbles top with double pooled regen, 6 Tango, so he should do fairly well against this Keeper. Keeper did get pooled as well, but I think Pebbles has the edge in that lane.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lodestone middle. So Lions actually, I like the lanes they're doing here because Pebble should have a good time top. Lodestone should do fairly well against Fade, and it's going to be an Engineer Andro CD against another 3-range tri-lane MOA CD, MOA Pyro Tord. So it's fairly even. If they can counter the pull ward and start pulling, they'll be in a pretty good spot. But as none of them bought any counter wards, probably not going to happen. So I'd say Lions is probably getting the better of DCX here in the laning stage.
Well, so you think so? Is DCX the one that's forced to transition right here? It looks like Engineer is already heading towards that bottom lane. So in the end, it is going to be Fade versus Loso in that middle matchup. Engineer coming down. So as you said, it is definitely the tri-lane versus tri-lane. Obviously the 3 range, but yeah, I definitely like Lions. I mean, just looking at that composition of Lion Esports Club in this tri-lane setup. I mean, they have the stun potential, they have the range potential. Even though there's range, obviously Andromeda is only what 450, 400 even, as far as her auto attack range goes. So. We'll see, though. You talked about the ward of sights as well. Definitely some good vision coming out here for Lion Esports Club. So, Master of Arms versus Corrupted Disciple here. What do you think the name of the game is here, though, in this tri-lane setup? Are they going to be looking for kills, or is it just really about getting farm a Master of Arms here?
It's goes both ways. They're probably content with just getting rune control and not dying because both of their solo lanes should win. So
Yeah.
oh, there's the stun actually.
There's Torture getting a lot of trouble right here. Keg stun connects. Dragonfire stun in the background, though, will stun both Corrupt Disciple and Engineer. Will it be enough to survive, though? Hanskin on the run. Health push going to be coming out right there. Andromeda still chasing. Not going to be enough, though. And here's the response from Lion Esports Club. However, Kama stun. Then Keg stun and Master of Arms puts them in horrible position. And Master of Arms, Boozy is going to fall right there. Corrupted Disciple will be taken out in response, however. So it ends up being carry for carry. But Bloodlust kill in favor of Justice League there, Swindle.
More regen was used on lines as well, and they also did the pooling, so they aren't in as good of a spot. Looks like Andrew's actually going to go down here.
Yep,
There's the
he is
keg.
gonna fall. And that's
Tor will die too.
Yep, Torture's gonna fall too. Now will Engineer die is the question. Corrupted Disciple coming in. Nope, he will not. So well, it's try versus try. Haven't seen this. We don't see this too often, but as always, it promotes a lot of action here.
And that was just DCX getting really manly. I don't think they needed to do that. They do come out ahead, but in this sort of lane, like they have a much stronger tri-lane at these early levels because Engineer's just so powerful as his CD. So they could have just kind of waited, pushed up the lane, and gone earlier. Oh, they're actually gonna go toward again.
Jeez, they are not giving up, man. Torture is now in a lot of trouble right here. Torture is gonna fall. So the aggressive play here of Justice League, especially, they are really taking it to Lion Esports Club now, and another kill being picked up. So yeah, this is they're not slowing down here. It seems like on Justice League side especially. As they go right back in. Good job by Tilla landing those keg stuns. Obviously with the Kama stun to lead, though. It's not as difficult, but that is the potential there. That's the point of getting those two.
Yep.
And
It's a kill every time if he's out of position like that. I mean, CD's nuke with Andro and Engineer. It's just so much damage. I think they might need to start thinking about abandoning this lane soon because I don't think they can stay here for that much longer, especially now that CD has his Ring of the Teacher finished, and MOA didn't choose to go one, so that's going to be a lot of lane stamina along with extra auto attack damage and armor. And when you already have what I see as like the stronger damage output, it's pretty devastating for the opponent's tri-lane.
How about Tillos? Speaking of him on Engineer, 318 gold from him. He's actually top in the game right now as your support engineer. Obviously, he's 3-0-0, so that has a lot to do with it. But you already see he has his boots early on, and in fact, being delivered out items right here, it looks like. Yeah, a lot of some regen, and of course, a couple of wards even for the lane. So, Lion Esports Club still pretty content to staying there for now. As you were kind of stating, though, maybe we'd like to see an adjustment come out for them, but as far as the other lanes go, yes, there are other lanes actually happening in this game. But by the way, back to the bottom lane, Master of Arms, he is going to be fine this time. Andromeda could not get close enough. As a good response by Hanskin right there, throwing out the chain reactions to stop Andromeda from following. But the other lanes that are going on, we got Lodestone versus Fade in the middle lane, 17-1 Fade. Lodestone 23-7. Is that what you would expect here?
Pretty much. I mean, Lodestone's got a pretty nice lead. Fade's still hanging in there, but it's just not a lane that's possible for him to win. Because if he gets to, I don't know, and also you see Lodestone does have a haste bottled. They're going to have rune control, mostly because their side lane, or rather their tri-lane is bottom, so they can really put res the Legion side can't. So Fade just needs level 6, as does Lodestone. So once these heroes hit that potential, it could be a lot more interesting than it already has been, because now they're going to just continuously gank. Top lane 19-8 on Keeper, 20 and 10 Pebbles. So fairly even, kind of as expected. I think Pebbles can do a little bit better in that matchup, but I mean, it all depends on the skill of the Keeper, to be honest.
Yeah, Super KGE here. 250 gold per minute so far, so yeah, not taking off by any means, but not doing too bad at the same time. Oh, bottom lane once again, though. Here we go. Engineer going to be started on. There's a common stun reaction, though. Engineer being locked down. Engineer will fall. Conduit is on Master of Farms, though, but they're going to turn around. Crypto Disciple at half-life. Torture still chasing that Impalement, doing a lot of damage, and now Torture going to land the chain reaction stun on both, actually. Dragonfire hits both. Down goes Corrupted. Andromeda's down a lot of trouble, as here comes Lodestone out of nowhere. Hat trick. Picked up by Sealkid right there. Great job by Lion Esports Club.
Yeah, the good play by them, but there was a big mistake there from St. Rockstone Andromeda, actually stunning the MOA, who'd already used his abilities instead of the Pyro. Pyro was able to get a stun off, which means Engineer was not able to get his abilities off, and that leads to the kills.
Look at the top lane. Lodestone goes for the bottom lane, all the way to the top lane with the TP, but they're not going to be able to set up a kill on Keeper. I believe the Shadow Storm actually missed right there. Keeper used his root to stop it, and in the end, he goes down. Fade is up here, though. Pebbles in some trouble. There's the opening on it. Pebbles, Burning Shadows comes out. The Cole on top. Pebbles dropping quickly. A little bit of creep block going on, and he will fall in the end. So, response coming out now by Justice League. They did use the root, obviously, to save himself, but they actually get a counter kill onto Pebbles when it's all said and done. So, and you look at the bottom lane too. Look at Lion Esports Club. They're all going back to base currently, having to regen. So,
and if DSX plays this properly, they should no longer worry about Lions coming back to lane. There's no possible way for them to regain lane control if they just don't push it. So they just need to be hard denying right now. It does look like that's what they're doing. If they can maintain lane control, there is nothing this offensive Triling's gonna be able to do anymore.
Engineer, man, in those front lines, not afraid once again. Electrotide doing a lot of damage. Sealkid dropping quickly. He is going to be fine, though, and again, once again, the response from Lion Esports Club. Andromeda being chased down the final auto attack for the kill, but now Torture in a horrible spot. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Engineer is fairly low as well. Crypto Disciple, he's still fine. So it's not going to stop, it seems like. These two teams just really taking it back and forth to one another at this bottom lane. Top lane, Super KG able to deny the tower in front of Keeper the Forest with those minions up, so that was good timing coming out from him. And nonetheless, though, the tower is dead, so still ultimately negative, you could say, in the end for Lions, but at least he's able to deny it. So wins that kind of small battle right there, but still no transitions, though. It seems like both teams still on the base of, we're going to keep going, sticking to our guns here at this bottom lane. Middle lane, though, Lodestone actually going to be caught on. Fade opens, a Comet Stun comes out, the Aurora applied, and Lodestone rocket drill, yes, he will survive.
Another misplay there by St. Rox. He's got to Aurora immediately so that the auto attacks do more damage. He saves it, and Lodestone lives with 33 HP.
Yeah.
Got to imagine with a little more minus armor, maybe he goes down there. It is -3.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, put that Aurora on first, the 1 or 2 auto attacks that would have happened. Very likely would have been enough for the kill right there, so no doubt a misplay coming out, and especially in a game where there's just kills happening left and right, you got to be able to keep up. So
really good ward down by Sealkid. There's a counter ward down, so they see the Keeper invising over, and they're going to probably back away. Lodestone is coming up right now. They have counter wards. They see this guy here.
Yep, Zane's in trouble. He has this root. Can he get it off? No, he cannot. The burst is too much, but now Lodestone in trouble. He has a Shadow Storm, though. Team of the Master's Call going to be applied, so Shadow Storm not even necessary right there.
I just don't really get DCX. Like, they've got so much potential. They're playing so well, and then you see, like, CD has 1,300 gold and no boots against 3 heroes against him that all have boots. And then you remember that CD's a hero that relies on staying close to other heroes and Lodestone.
Movement in general. And then there's just Lodestone. Takes out Engineer right there. The chase continuing. Pyromancer going pulse to the wall. Might have been a little bit overstepping his boundaries there, and ends up being a kill onto him. 8 to 6 hero kills, though. We have 14 hero kills in 9 minutes, but Lion Esports Club, they are ultimately coming out on top here. Lodestone and Pebbles leading the way in GPM. That's right, though. I mean, it looks like he did just buy something. What are they? I'm guessing full Steam Boots? Yeah, full Steam Boots, but not even getting the Little Red Booties first.
It's like a huge pet peeve with me. I cannot stand when people save gold, but when you save gold like this early, no buybacks are relevant.
No sense,
it's just like, you gotta maximize your abilities in this lane, and if you don't buy boots and you're a CD, then you're not doing that. Mid lane, the tower's gonna be pushed pretty heavily. They have Ring of the Teacher up as well from the keeper, and it does go down.
Yeah, Lodestone was there, but unlike Pebbles at the top lane, he's just not able to deny it there. It's obviously very difficult against Keeper of the Forest, as you said, especially with that Ring of the Teacher and those minions of his. So yeah, I know I've brought it up every now and then too. Yeah, I usually bring it up at the later on in the game stage where you can argue that okay, buybacks, but at this point there really doesn't seem like a reason to not at least get the. Maybe he just figured he wanted to get it for the side shot, but he was never able to get it with the positioning. I don't know, but in the end. He does have his Steam Boots now at least, so
they're being heavily outwarded at the moment.
Yeah,
and plainly apparent in this bottom lane. They do have good vision on both runes, along with those little sides. Fade's grabbing an invis, so that's pretty big. I believe he has his treads or his Steam. No, he went Phase Boots actually. So Phase Boots up on Fade. His ult's up along with an invis. I'd like to see him make a play bottom, but they're getting so heavily outwarded that I'm not sure if he'll be able to. And Lodestone may set up on him mid.
Speaking of Fade going the Ghost Marchers here, do you think he could really, especially with how aggressive this game's being, do you think he could work off an early Codex or something like that Portal Key instead, or Tablet even?
You gotta go for like Portal Key, Tablet, Energizer. Codex just doesn't really work.
Yeah.
He's gonna invis all the way bottom. He's going the wrong way though. If he goes through River here, he might get them, but he's gonna end up running through multiple counter wards.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. The heavily being outwarded here at the bottom lane, so he's gonna run right over one right here. And sure enough, Land Esports Club will get that information, so they know Fade is down there now.
Their communication has got to be suffering, because like, how do they not know that they still have counter wards? I mean, he might still get a kill here, because Lions is playing way too aggressive, but
Engineer,
yeah, he's going to.
Engineer's waiting. You see Fade look for that opening. The invis is about 20 seconds remaining. That is an invis room, by the way, not even a reflection that was used, so that's something to note as well. And he's actually going to port out. He's going to go to the top lane because they want to set something up on Pebbles, it looks like. Look at Keeper of the Force. He's all the way pushed up. Pebbles is doing his best to kind of fight it off right here. But Keeper of the Forest keeping the aggression up here at the top lane. But again, here comes Fade. He does have the reflection now. Will she use it to open or will she use it maybe for later? It looks like she is going to hold on it for now. Pebbles is hugging that tower, so this is a very difficult, and now Lodestone's even roaming up. Oh, this could backfire here on DCX if they do it now. Okay, they are going to wait a little bit longer. They will spot Lodestone, and vice versa on a Fade. There's the running shadows on the Lodestone. Shadowstorm is out though, going for a Keeper of the Force. There's that jump with the Rocket Drill, and down goes Keeper. That just lined up well, perfectly for Lions.
Zane, really late reaction, so he goes down. Bottom lane, we might have some action coming in. Engineer's going to land a nice turret, so Imo is probably going to feed here. He gets his ult off, but I don't think that's going to matter.
Yeah, he's able to tank up a bit, but the conduit's applied. How many charges is up? It looks like 6 charges on Corrupted Disciple. But Lodestone wants some blood, though, and some blood he will get. Engineer dropping to auto attacks. Meanwhile, off to the side, they pick off Andromeda. One more auto attack on Engineer. Torture's going to pick it up. He ends up with a double tap when it's all said and done. So you can definitely tell as this game is progressing on, as good as DCX looked in the very, very early on stage, now that we're 12.5 minutes in, it seems like Lions is really building up that momentum. And you got a Pebbles getting a portal key here in the very near future, who also in plenty of build-up on top of that. So looking scary here for DCX, and they're gonna even keep the pressure up at the bottom lane now. Pyromancer actually runs into trouble. The root is used just on him. I don't know about that, just some main support Pyro. So they will get the kill, but now here comes the response. They know the root is down. Lodestone jumps in. He's actually gonna rocket drill away. Too much support is here. A lot of resources used by DCX, and they may only end up with a 1 kill. Burning Shadows connects. Oh, this could be interesting actually. Lodestone 8 seconds on the rocket drill. Yeah, not gonna happen. So.
Unfortunately, if they're chasing a Lodestone, so pretty tough to take him down. They did expend a lot of resources there. They only got the kill on Pyro, as you said, and Pebbles now has a Blink Dagger, so map control is now firmly going to go into the hands of Lions, unless DCX can get some towers quick, but Fade about to die middle, so that's not looking so good.
Oof, and he splits the uprights right there with the Burning Shadows. It might be enough, though, as he is on the run right here with the Ghost Marchers. Lodestone still chasing. Doesn't have mana now. Even with the switch, I don't think he'd have enough mana for his rocket drill. Oh, actually, yeah, no, he wouldn't have enough, so Fade's still on the run. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Hanson goes fall, tower goes down, and Fade is going to get that team support, so actually, what looked like Fade was going to be a sure death right there. She ends up living, and they take out a tower as well as a hero kill. So DCX at least picking up something there, and they will push off Pebbles at the top side, but Pebbles does have that portal key now, although they do know he has it. He's definitely showed it here, so at least they got that going for them. I mean, Energizer just finished on Corrupted Disciple. Does DCX, do you think that they need to now look to get going here as far as team fights even, or
takes down a Legion
as well, actually, Corrupted going against Pebbles right here. The conduit doing so much, just draining that damage, and it makes the big difference. as Engineer comes in. A couple of big kills. Swindle, this action, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, Lodestone now actually looking for CD in the trees, but CD just gonna run out to the right.
There you
Just trying to think of who's actually in the lead here. I mean, that was a good job by KG getting the tower. He does go down, and they are kind of suffering experience for Legion, so I guess that's kind of good for both sides. You see Zane taking the enemy Ancients. That's a really good move here. And this is the thing, like, the later the game goes, I think the better off Legion's actually going to be, because they've got the real carry in the CD. MOA is good and all, but CD's got 100 GPM on him right now. And they also have the Keeper, who, if he can get a refresher, will straight up win the game for his team.
Yeah. Well, he is needs a bit for that. What do you think about Astrolabe on him, by the way? I mean, should he get an Astrolabe here?
He can get that if he wants to. It doesn't really matter, honestly. It's just that Keeper can do stuff like this that no other hero in the game can do.
Yeah.
Or by the game, I mean this game. So he's just going to farm their Ancients, but they're not really stacking their own. But this is pretty big, because the way MOA carries is to take Ancients a lot, and if they deny them, that's going to be pretty big. But he might go down here.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He doesn't have any PK or anything like that. He's going to go invis, but of course, with the Rev Board, he will be spotted. And Zane does fall right there, and they clean up the last Ancient. So he got a bit of the Ancients, but he does die in the end. So it still accomplishes that goal of taking it away from Master of Arms. But obviously, a kill for Lions Esports Club kind of negates that fact a little bit. Right there. But speaking of Master of Arms, I mean, he's only at 250 gold per minute compared to that Corrupted is 336 now and climbing here. So speaking of Corrupted, you think he needs to get that shrunken head ASAP?
I'd say for sure. I don't think there's any item in this game that's more useful than that. You see Invis Pebbles, by the way. Fade Invis here as well, but again, counter words by Hanskin, so Lion's still pretty... Oh, swap.
Oh, they're going to swap in, even with the counter word. He saw him at the last second, but there goes initiation. Counter on a fade right here from Pyromancer. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. Pebbles jumps in. They get the counter kill, and now Corrupted Disciple in a lot of trouble as well. He's realizing quickly this was a bad decision. 2-for-1 exchange, and Lion Esports Club, of course, they'll take that every day of the week. It might even be a 3-for-1. Andromeda ports out just in time, though, so she is going to be fine. They get the middle tower on top of that. Master of Arms able to push it, even with Keeper and Engineer there, and they're also going to get a bottom tower. So this game, it's been so back and forth, man. I mean, it's when it seems like Lions is starting to pull away. Justice League, again, makes some big plays. They start coming back. But now, once again, Lion Esports Club, 5,000 gold and experience lead, and it is adding up. A Soul's Bulwark now, finished on Pebbles, over 400 GPM for him. Looking pretty good here.
This is where they just start to snowball. They've got the PK advantage, which again just gives them so much map control. They now have 2 up, and it's Pebbles and Lodestone. So, like, pretty much the only 2 heroes in the game that really utilize that portal key extremely well. I guess, rather this game. I mean, I gotta keep specifying, but it just, there's nothing DCX can really do now. Like, they have a fade, but they're being outwarded, so he's not really able to gank Invis anywhere. And CD's farmed, but like, it just doesn't matter when he dies to either hero blinking on him, you know?
Yeah. On top of that, he also goes the Beastart here, so looks like he might even just be going to Helm with Black Legion, which would be a later on Helm, but it does help. Obviously, there's a lot of burst damage here on the Hellborn side, but that goes back to that Shrunken Head idea where he could also use that ASAP, but that will slow it down. Astrolabe is being worked on by Zane, by the way, so he sure enough is going for that item.
The Keeper is kind of the key to this game, and so far he hasn't really performed. He's got, I think, all 3 of his deaths were honestly kind of his mistake. And because of that, he's going mech, but he doesn't have it yet, and his CS is really, really low. Like, this is the kind of game where a Keeper could have like 400 GPM and just totally help his team out a lot. Fade is Invis up top, but I don't think they can go here until that purple shows up.
They got Keeper, they got Fade, as you said, Purple AK and Andromeda is running over. Will this be enough? They have the root, but there's the Defensive Master's call. Pebbles so tanky, especially with that. Here comes Lowset as well, and it will fight off DCX. So obviously no Shadowstorm connecting, but now they're going to go for some kills. Nice rock control right there. Connects on Attila. Attila will fall. And that just backfired completely for Justice League. You do see they're still trying to make the getaway now. Fade, Burning Shadows lands on couple. They got more support coming in, not going to follow that up though. They want to still run away. And that's exactly what they're going to continue to do. The Word Revelation, oh, that was placed in tower range, unfortunately. So it does actually get countered immediately. But it only ends up being the 1 counter death on the Engineer at least. But yeah, as you call this window, they were not even close to taking out Pebbles right there.
And the other thing, CD, he pushed up bottom that whole time, so that's good for DCX.
Yep.
But his item, he went for Beastart. which is just not really going to do anything for his team. And up top, since they know that CD can't get there with no port, they're probably just going to take this tower as well. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange, and actually Pebbles might go here on bottom. So they won't get any towers out of this, DCX, and they're going to lose a tower and a hero. So definitely a big win for Lions.
Well, we'll see what Cryptosable's going to go by TP right now. And he could very likely port in. Kexon's going to miss. There's the port. Energy field goes down. It hits Master of Arms right there. Lowstone, though, he wants to make some big plays. He ported in. He ported into the energy field, though. He rocket drills away, but now he's in trouble. I don't know about that by Jonas fan. Almost as if he maybe didn't think he would get silenced, and he actually does fall right there. And they push the top tower in the process. So that was a blunder right there by Jonas fan.
Yeah, it was good intimidation. I think he could have just ran. It was good, though, by Zane. He actually backdoors that top tower, and he can backdoor the bottom one, too. It's low enough. The Ancients are doubled for Lions. So DCX, like, they're down, but they're not out. The only thing is, it's really deceiving because it looks like, oh, you know, 3,000 gold, 4,000 experience, no big deal. But a Pebbles and a Lodestone with Blink Dagger and all of the levels that they have is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I would take a level 14 Pebbles with Blink Bulwark over both Legion supports.
Well,
so, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You also look at the Null Fire Blade being built here by Master of Arms. You like that choice?
Not really in this. It doesn't purge anything other than Keeper Root, so that's nice and all, but I think you got to go Geos first. Take care of yourself along with giving you more damage. Like, Diffusal's good, don't get me wrong, but he's just so squishy, and he's playing against, you know, Fade, Andromeda, CD.
Yeah.
I just think a Geos would be much better here.
Pebbles might be in trouble. Fate sitting on, but we said that earlier too, and it backfired. So I think Justice League definitely thinking back to that right here. They want to make sure, but they need to do it quickly. It's not going to happen. Lowstone comes in once again. He's level 17. Yeah, or is that? No, level 12. Wow, I thought that was 17 for a second. That's level 12, so a little bit different right there. But anyways, they do scare them off, and that is going to be that. I want to go back to Crypto Disciple right here. He finished out with the Black Legion, 1,300 gold saved up while we have a little bit of downtime here.
It's an awful item.
Yeah, I mean,
really awful.
I assumed that would have been your opinion too. I kind of scratched my head a little bit when I saw him going for that as late on as he did, especially.
It's something that, like, Europeans have always liked to do. They go Helm of the Black Legion on ranged heroes. I don't know why. It's never good. Josh tried to do it on Forsaken Archer all the time, but it's sort of like picking Hammerstorm, you know? Like, how many times are you gonna watch somebody lose doing the same thing before you eventually just don't try it yourself? It's just, I don't get it.
Yeah. I also wanted to go back to him though, because he was like several other heroes, did receive that Staff of the Master effect change. Do you think there's any possibility that could be something on him, maybe even as a luxury later on, or is it just not worth it?
Possibly. In certain situations, maybe, but
The
I don't
Hellborn
know.
takes down a
Perry
Legion
seemed to
tower.
be a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fade dead, by the way. Yeah, peace.
Do they have a bound eye, or was that just he didn't go invis?
No, he
wasn't
was
invis,
not invis. He was just kind of meandering about and ran through wards, which, once again, Lions significantly ahead of DCX in that department. So they just have better vision all game. Now they're perfectly set up for Kongor. They'll take Kongor, and then they'll probably go for the Jugular and just take out Rax.
Pebbles, we'll see if he hits level 16 here or not, but even without that, yeah, the Null Fireblade finished on Master of Arms. Token of Life here. Who are you giving it to?
Pebbles.
Yep. Probably get rid of that power supply at this point. Pick it up. Maybe the homecoming zone. Yeah, it could be
goes
the.
down.
Oh, what did he get? He actually got rid of the. What did he get rid of? Something else. Blanking. Anyways, he picks up the token of life. So as you called right there. Gonna have that now. 3,200 gold on top of that. So that full demonic is now coming along very, very nicely here. It's going to be happening in the near future, most likely. Corrupted Disciple still working on that Shrunken Head. I don't think he purchased the Warhammer yet, so I believe he's still a little bit off of that. So that could definitely come to hurt him. Portal Key on Fade, obviously a big pickup. And speaking of that, actually, they're trying to gank this top lane. Not Fade, but it's Andromeda, Keeper of the Forest. Low set. Oh, we just rocket drill. Now's the time, if any. There's the opening with the combo. The Aurora comes out. The auto attacks. The Root gonna be as well. Deep in the Master's Call, though. He Shatterstorms at the last second, but he couldn't get it off in time. And Lowstone will fall right there. So, gank successful by DCX at least. Some good movement coming out by them. Hoping to get a little bit of a comeback here. But again, they continue to be down by quite a bit. Corrupted Disciple, though, again, if he gets that Shrunken Head, maybe there's hope.
Maybe.
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 Maybe not, though, at the same time. We'll see. There's the full demonic, jeez. Super KG's hitting hard.
With token, 24 minutes in. I mean, they have a chance, but like, they needed the Shrunken Head on Corrupted, and he has a Helm of the Black Legion instead. So, what could be a Shrunken and half of a Firebrand is just HP, and I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Like CD, I'd love. I think that Legion has had this game maybe, and they still might if they can even it up, because CD will run over the Hellborn team, but he's just not itemized for it at the moment.
Speaking of that too, you also see Master of Arms. He picks up now a Mighty Blade. He actually did go to level 2 Nullfire even. Gets a Mighty Blade on top of that, so he's going to start tanking up pretty nicely. That Shrunken Head going to be coming along for him in the near future. Engineer, as he had a great start to this game, and oh god, Caster's Curse. He gets jumped right there. Runs right past some ward vision. Sure enough, that's been the name of the game here for Lions. However, here's the response. Now Pyroman, so deep as the Master's call though. He will end up dying, but at what cost right here? Fade gets purged right there, and Fade's gonna end up falling. So far it's a 2-for-1. Make that a 2-for-2. Torture also picked up. Corrupted his sidefall. He only has one channel on the conduit, so not the most. He's running around. Nice rocket throw right there. Catches him for the slow at least, and it's done. Corrupted sidefall. There's the swap from Andromeda though. That's what she's picked up for. The sacrificial lamb. She does her job. She's still not even dead somehow. Oh my god, she's actually still getting away. She's distracted them for this long. She finally will fall.
Amber Boys really got a conduit the Pebbles there.
Yeah.
They could have really turned that into a great fight for them, and that's where CD shines. You know, these little engagements that start as skirmishes, and then they kind of just develop into team fights. He runs around with like a 9-charge conduit, like he's gonna just kill everybody. But he's I don't really know exactly what he did, but only 1 charge, so you got to chalk that up to a personal mistake.
Yeah,
and NG died at the start, so still like that was 4v5. They did okay with no root.
It's kind of funny, you know, that I brought up Engineer because as we saw once again right there, a team fight ends up happening. He's not able to get up the energy field. I think I've only saw it once, and that was at the top lane, which, you know, of course that blunder happened from Jonathan fan, but obviously Engineer hasn't been able to have his big impact with an ultimate. But yeah, the other thing with that conduit, I clicked on him expecting to see more charges. That's why I even called it out. I'm like, oh, 1 charge, okay. So yeah, you got to make sure to get that conduit at least channeled for a good 4 to 5 seconds, if not longer. But right there, didn't work out the best. Now top lane, Pyromancer, he is going to be bursted down. Fade and Keeper of the Force find him. You do see some response trying to come in. You see this Master of Arms, he tried to get the Master's Call up on Pyromancer in time, but either that was a misclick or just simply a little bit too late right there, as the burst was too quick. So once again, Justice League doing enough here to kind of just barely stay in this game, it feels like, and keeping Lion Esports Club occupied, but it still continues to be pretty much the same story, as although Shrunken Head is now finished on Corrupted. So that's big.
Yeah, it's just imagine. I wish he'd had that around 20 minutes, because like now they're fighting against a demonic and a lodestone with 3k gold. It's just gonna be a different type of game. They're still not out of it, but you got two heroes on Hellborn that are number 1 and 2 in the game right now, so it's definitely not looking good. MOA is gonna finish his Shrunken pretty soon, so they're gonna need like a miracle root, and as you can see, he is getting closer and closer to the refresher. So 1 miracle root and then a refresher pickup, maybe it's enough, but I just feel like Lions is the more polished team right now, even though DCX has been together for longer, and their experience will probably win it out for them.
Yeah, Justice League on top of that, I mean, obviously they are coming off a fairly decent cycle. In cycle number 3 upon tour, they actually upset Team Excellent in the round of 8, I believe it was, and they almost even took out Team USA. They ended up losing to them 2-1 in the winter bracket semifinals. They eventually got knocked out, I believe, in the 5th, 6th place match. But anyways, you know, they had a decent run here in cycle 3, so it seems like they are starting to get back on track a little bit, and, you know, looking solid here against Lions. But yeah, no doubt Lions as of late. Granted, they are again using a new 5th, Fuzi, playing as their new 5th, going back to the Pee-wee situation. Now, he was never their 5th. I mean, we talked to Hanskin about that. They never actually officially stated that for obviously good reason. They're now trying out Fuzi here, so we'll see where that ends up. Anyways, they're going to tower kill at the top lane. That is the last Shadow Tower, I believe. Yes, it is. Last Shadow Tower falls in favor of Lion Esports Club. So, of course, next in line is the base. Still a minute, just over a minute here on the token. Do you think they really try to push it, or just kind of let it wear out here? Token life.
I personally would be pushing it. They were going to find the Keeper, though, so it's a good start.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, runs right into a rip.
They've got a minute left, so they might go for it. But at this point, they can honestly just let it wear off, continue their map dominance and out farming of DCX, and then just push with the next one. Because the next one will probably go for MOA, as they'll have a Shrunken on Pebbles and MOA. And once they get those two items, there's just nothing that's going to stop them. The big thing you can always look at is just to compare the supports on both teams to really see how the game's going.
Yeah.
You got Torture just finished something. He's going push book. He has the Astrolabe finished. Pyro's already got treads and 1,000 gold. Engineer's running around with Striders. And Andrew does have a push book, so he's not doing too bad. He's got 11 assists, so that's actually pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Puzzle Box finished on Jonas.
Yeah, whoa, yeah. Speaking of that, actually, Puzzle Box level 1. Yeah, level 1 currently, but Puzzle Box, that's not a that we see. I mean, it's kind of picked up a seam a little bit. There's a level 2 purchase, but on a hero like Pharaoh, but I haven't seen it on Lowstone, I don't think, yet. You think it has potential on him?
I mean, I think Puzzle Box is good on every hero.
Okay.
And in this game, they're going to probably win before he would get something big like a sheep. Barbed Armor would have probably been better, but, I mean, Puzzle Box is never bad. I would have liked the Barbed Armor, though.
Fair enough. In the end, though, he has level 2 Puzzle Box here. He actually has a Haste Rune bottled up, where he purchased level 2 at least. It's still not on him, but anyways, he'll eventually get it. Another 3,400 on Pebbles. So that possible Shrunken Head is coming up very quickly here, and as you were stressing, especially with that, I mean, this is going to be a game to lose by Land Esports Club at that point. They're going to be in a really, really good spot. In the meantime, though, Corrupted Disciple, his GPM does continue to rise. I mean, he is upward gold per minute even. So he actually has 1,500 gold saved up here. And that means damage is going to most likely be coming out next at least.
Yeah, the key is going to be how fast does this keeper get his refresher in level 16, because that's really what they're going to need to have a chance here. Now you have Shrunkens on both Pebbles and MOA, however, so the effectiveness is going to wear off a little bit. But it's still a winnable game. One other thing, Andrew's level 3. Andrew's the same level as the solo mid Fade. So
Wow, yeah.
it's kind of the thing, again, with this Fade, like 2, 3, and 3. Again, I don't want to just call people out based on scores, but when you're playing a hero like Fade, you need to be really, really active. And he just hasn't found those openings. And I think his team has suffered a little bit from that, because you've got so many heroes making plays on Lions that if your Fade's not having an impact, like, they don't have anything else, you know?
Yeah, well, that score may be a little more, fine if they had something like 6 or 7 hero kills total, but they have 16 hero kills total, and the fact that she's only been involved in 5 of them, and that actually speaks for itself right there, I think, as far as the activity, unfortunately, for Fade, and just, again, whether it's just not finding the opportunities or just simply not playing aggressive enough. I mean, whatever the case, that Restoration's done to keep eyeing that. Nearly 4,000 gold now saved up on Keeper, so slowly but surely climbing up there.
CD's got 2,400 as well, so he definitely needs to get another item.
Yeah.
And this is where the Shrunken kind of, or rather the Helm of the Black Legion kind of just seems to, like, he's now, like, maxed out on item slots. You know, you don't want to sell the Vestment, and you don't really want to run without a TP, and that's what he's forced to do because of the poor itemization. Because honestly, I think that's a pretty big reason they're so far behind. They take out Fade again, who's trying to make stuff happen, but it's just not working out for him. So Shrunken now finished on Pebbles as well. Kongor spawning in about 20 seconds. Puzzle level 3 on Lodestone. Don't want to say it's over, but there's this huge girl named Walda next door, and it seems like she's getting ready to sing.
She's starting the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lodestone bottom lane. Shatterstorm activated. E-Portal keys in. Andromeda just out of range right there. Sandrock's going to be fine. And he's going to go for the port. He has support coming in, though. There's the surround. He will be able to portal out. And now here's Engineer, though, as well as Corrupted Disciple. And now Lodestone's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be locked down. Conduit's applied. He's just trying to hold his ground. Rocket drills away through it. Deep in the Master's Call comes out after the rocket drill, but it's not going to be enough. And he does fall right there. So good response by Justice League, but more so, again, Jonas fan just missing the Shatterstorm didn't help either.
Yeah.
Onto Andromeda.
This CD will start to do some serious damage if he can get his conduit off. There's a reason he's picked so often nowadays. He's probably the hardest carry or best carry in the scene right now. So there's initiation up top, but he's just going to TP out. Very wise decision by KGE.
I had Torture also. Able to get away right there. So no kills as a result of that. Looks like they got a decent opening, but not able to follow it up. Master of Arms also going to be fine. So they all make their homecoming stones very useful right there. And they actually all end up getting away. And that's how that's going to end. So Once again, Lion Esports Club, 12,000 gold lead, 10,000 experience lead. It is just gradually rising here. And you look back at Corrupted, he actually did end up getting rid of that Mystic Vestments here. He ends up going the Firebrand, so Geometer's Bane. I would assume, I mean, could you see Dawnbringer at this point? Or is it just going to be Geometers?
Dawnbringer's just amazing on CD, so that's what I would expect.
Okay.
Geo's doesn't really have a purpose in this game just yet. He goes the Frostburn first. Normally he's Searing Light, but I think that's probably the best choice here because his farming is not really going to be his priority at the moment, as they will most likely be team fighting very shortly, either at Kongor or in their base against a token.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, there's the Frostburn completed. He does have over 2,000 life right now with that Shrunken Head, so he is definitely getting bulked up very nicely. Going back to Andromeda too, she's level 15, so she's maxed out all of her QWE here. And, you know, that's definitely, you know, something I like to stress about Andromeda. In that late game stage, she's a very, very strong support. The Aura, the Aurora, and that Comet Stone all provide still a lot for you, on top of just the swap, of course. So the fact that she's able to get that Dimensional Lake now maxed up, it's a pretty small radius, so that's definitely the downside at the end. But it definitely has its capabilities. Kongor goes down, though, by Lion Esports Club, and there's another token of life on Pebble, so Justice League, again, the end is near, unless they're somehow able to hold this off from Lion Esports Club, as Pebble's starting to push in. He's also sitting on 2,700 gold. In fact, Master of Arms also sitting on another 2,600 himself. That Resto Stone, man, it's so close. Which, could you argue selling the Astrolabe to buy the Resto Stone? I mean, could you argue something like that here? Almost like an all-in?
Possibly. He's definitely selling
He
stuff.
sold the Ring of Teacher, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to have enough, unfortunately.
So close.
He's so close, too. It's really like, they might not win the fight with it, but they have a chance to. I mean, you got to assume Lions is going to look to dive base here, and a 5-man route times 2. It's really hard to lose a fight when you have that.
He is going to sit on it. I mean, there's the jump from Pebbles. Engineer wants to get locked in. He gets off the energy field. Good tap it away. And Pebbles dropping quickly. Pebbles may end up falling. Yes, he will. He's got the token. But Lodestone also jumped into suicide right there. Lodestone goes down. He is staying dead. Now here comes Growth of the Sideball. 2 channels on the conduit. So not the most once again, but he does take a Master of Arms. And it looks like so far Justice League is winning this fight. Down goes Torturer. Pebbles in a lot of trouble. Hat-trick coming out for Imbo Boy. And now Pebble's in trouble. He gets the kill on a fade, but he is being chased down. He's trying to now finish off Andromeda, and it's not going to be enough, though. He, too, will fall. Corrupted Disciple finishes the quad kill right there, and Justice League, all of a sudden, feeling pretty good here.
That's why you don't dive base against Keeper Engineer, folks. I think that route hit 5 people. Pebbles died and respawned in the Engineer ulti, and Lodestone went into the Engineer ulti. So, like, Lions, they have no business losing that fight, but, I mean, that's, like, that's the power of CD right there. I mean, like I said, he will run over the other team's heroes if you can get him a little ahead. And when you start a team fight off that well, Pebbles dies and starts to respawn, Lodestone dead already, like, he can just start shredding your team, and MOA with the defusal isn't really that threatening.
Yeah, and again, it's, the Engineer was the biggest thing. I mean, they went for the jump on him, went for the kill. Like a stress earlier, it seems like he hasn't been able to get off his energy fields the most. That time, though, the great tablet away, I'm guessing that was Andromeda right there, so saving his teammate and allowing him to get off the energy field. As you said, it's just so risky diving into him and Keeper especially, and it paid off right there. So Justice League, you just look at that experience. That 1-for-1 experience, all the way down to basically 0 here. The goal lead is still slightly for Lions, but obviously that has dropped dramatically with something like 8,000, so yeah, this is definitely swaying here. That Dawnbringer is going to be finished very shortly. He obviously has enough gold for an even on Imbo Boy. Maybe saving up for the buyback as well, just in case. But Dawnbringer is going to be coming out. And also just the mental state, I'm sure, is feeling pretty good now for Justice League, knowing that they just won a big fight like that. And they just came back in this game. Another 1,900 gold even on Keeper. So he also maybe a portal key here. Giving him now good initiation on top of that double root. Wouldn't be out of the question here, so I don't know if you feel the same, but I kind of feel like Justice League is now the favorite to win this game all of a sudden.
I would say so too, yeah. I agree 100%.
Lodestone actually being jumped right here. Primax trying to save energy. Field goes down, though. He's trying to tank up. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will. The Shatterstorm just making him tanking up. The swap. Beautiful swap on a Pyro. He got stuck in the energy field. But now, what a getaway. What is going on? Holy crap. He's portal keys away. Pebbles is chasing, though. He finally will fall. St. Rock's trying to make some big plays right there. but ended up falling in the end.
Very big plays, but I just don't know if any of that was necessary.
Yeah.
Definitely get some, because this is the thing. Like viewers are gonna see that and think like, "Wow, those were some huge plays. Like that guy's really good." But in reality, that initial swap was a pretty bad idea, and like it was good play, but it's just one of those examples of just because you're playing well, if you're making the wrong decisions, it can still be bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They're still behind DCX, but now they have a Dawnbringer on CD, which is a huge item pickup. It makes him it's like going from normal CD to CD on PCP and just eating people's faces and stuff. It's really, really bad for Lions. Jonas and Fan did go that puzzle 3, so if he gets conduited, for example, he's just going to get destroyed by CD, and he can't barbed armor. He doesn't have a sheep. And their item choices are really starting to bite him in the ass here because you have a Diffusal on MOA, 4K gold. I just don't know. I mean, definitely can go either way, but now you're going to have a Blink double root on Keeper.
Yeah.
Andro has a Blink dagger and a push book. You're never going to kill the CD, and honestly, the Legion team is just so much better in these big 5v5 team fights once they can start living through that initial Blink combination, which they now can.
So you kind of look back at Lion Esports Club, whether or not they should have maybe pushed a little bit earlier, or just simply not overextended the base, obviously, especially against an Engineer Keeper of the Forest. And as you put it, coming back to bite them in the ass here, is it for Lion Esports Club? So again, this is just game number 1 in this best out of 3. This is for a spot in those group stages of the SoundBlaster Heroes League $20,000 prize pool, ultimately on the line. And right now, Justice League feeling pretty good about game number 1 and the way things are at, despite them even being down by golden experience still. As you just were pointing out right there, it seems like overall things may be shaping up for them for the better. But obviously it does come down to play in the end. Slayer just purchased by Master, so we're going to be seeing wow, Savage Mace going to be coming out here for him. So talk about some good damage output. That'll definitely be a lot more now from him, when and if he eventually gets it. 4,400 gold being sat on here by Pebbles. So that's another thing. I mean, where does he go for something like the Sheep Stick for the crowd control utility, or do you want to see him maybe just build raw damage here even to assist with the damage side of things?
I'm not sure. It could go either way. The hero I'm most curious about is like CD, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they could all do such different things. MOA going MKB. I still think you got to go Geos when you're playing against a double root. Plus, you could insta kill the NGLT. Pebbles, I don't really know. A Frostfield wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Hellflower wouldn't be bad. He could do a lot of different things. It's really personal preference at this point. He's got. You see, it looks like Imba Boy's going to go for the demonic, so I like that choice. It's pretty good here, and it just nullifies what I don't understand the MKB on MOA. I just don't like it. It'd be good if the CD was going Wingbow, but obviously he's not, so gotta go Geos, man. Although CD might be in trouble mid.
Yeah, middle lane, we'll look at that. He uses the Energize here, he gets away, and he's gonna be fine. He did have Andromeda nearby as well, so he had some good support, even if the jump did take place. So Lion Esports Club, they're looking for those opportunities now. There's the barbed armor at Lowstone. You were talking about that. He went to level 3 puzzle blocks first instead of something like a barbed, and he does get the barbed armor though. So that'll at least be nice for him if Corrupt Disciple starts pounding into him. Can definitely just activate that. Pebble sitting on 5,300 gold. So again, the question is, what is he going to go for? The answer to Corrupt Disciple, Soulsborne pick up we saw, so that demonic breastplate. Very like I like the Frostfield play, man. I've been stressing that a lot lately. I love the change that happened to it, and especially if he goes for a demonic, you definitely see a Frostfield plate being a pretty good option here for something like that, Pebbles. But
Sheep Stick's not bad either, though.
That's
the only thing is they're playing against a blinking Andromeda, so it's really difficult to kill someone like that. See, I think Hellflower is the worst choice because he's gonna initiate, and if Andrew's on top of things, he's just gonna be immediately swapped.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
It's not.
Could you argue it's the same thing with Sheepstick, though?
It is, but like a Hellflower, I don't know. It's just so much. It's so hard with Hellflower when you're going on a hero with 500 move speed. Yeah. I just would rather, if you're gonna get that CC item, it should be Sheep. Really.
Yeah.
I don't think that it was the best choice. I think honestly a Frostfield, or maybe even definitely not Heart, but something that does damage would have been good.
Yeah, I will say compared to the Sheepstick, I mean, it does provide more damage output for a hero like Pebbles. Obviously, the attack speed as well as just the damage from the item itself, from the Steam staff side of the build. So maybe that's kind of where he was thinking with that. But yeah, I could definitely see the idea of going something else like that Frostfield or whatever.
Thing is, it's really the issue is that just that Pebbles has taken up so much farm. I mean, his GPM at this point should not be higher than MOA's. And that's one of the things that I feel like Lions kind of just misplays, is that they don't know when to allow other heroes to start farming. Like,
Yeah.
Lodestone should not be at 350 GPM. Pebbles should not be at 450. That's where you can have a Torturer start to farm some items, but specifically getting that MOA farm is priority number one. So they should be sacking Ancients and allowing him to recover. But I just feel like they play the game well as a team, but I just feel like one of the biggest downsides or rather one of their weaknesses is just they don't really have a one voice kind of directing them in map movements and specific things.
Making decisions from player to player. So top lane, Keeper the Force, if he opens right here, he might be in a little bit of trouble, but actually vice versa, Master of Arms going to start pushing it. Pebbles is nearby though, so Master should be more than fine. He is still trying to finish that Savage Mace, which he has enough gold, but once again, buyback situation. Speaking of that, no buybacks have been used yet, as we are now 45.5 minutes in. And also on top of that, I believe I just saw him, Kongor just respawned, by the way, on top of everything. So this is the third Kongor.
And it's funny, like you can see how the game shifted. So now the game's even a bit. Fade's level 16. Suddenly, Legion's got all the map control.
Yeah.
And it's when you have a level 16 Fade with a blink and phase boots. I mean, he'll die every once in a while, but you have so much vision on the map, and CD's running around pretty much hasted. He's gonna finish his his demonic soon. I wish he'd just buy them. I wish these guys would just buy their damn items. Like Lodestone's totally free. Lodestone's totally free. Yep, okay, he's dead now. I was gonna say.
And there's a lot used, but it will get the kill. Yes, it definitely will get the kill. So
he uses his ultimate as well. So if he buys back, he won't have it mid lane. However, Keeper's in trouble.
Keeper is in trouble. There's the jump. Will it be enough damage? He does have a root. Will he use that? Is also the question. No, he will not. Down he goes, so at least a response coming up there by the Hellborn team, and a pretty good one at that. I mean, taking out a Keeper for a Lost, especially at this point in the game, not bad. Both of them do have their buybacks, but the difference is Keeper does have his ultimate now, and this could be big because Kongor, again, he is up. You look at the Hellborn team, they're in that area. Keeper, double damage. God, it seems like that spawns every time a big Kongor kill's about to happen. Oh, I'll just take this double damage rune right here. And wow, Kongor is just dropping 660 max damage on Pebbles right here.
It's gonna give him vision though, so this is really dangerous for Lions.
Yep. No buybacks yet by either side. So this is gonna be a 4 versus 4 if it happens. Fade, as you said, he's got the vision. He's up here. He has a reflection for still 34 seconds. He's gonna go for the ninja. No, goes for it. He picks it up. Ducks gets it. He is gonna fall right here. Bananas is still on the ground, but now here's a jump for the leader of the team. Bane comes back up. Fade drops immediately right after. But look at Corrupted Disciple. He does not have any charge. Oh, he does. 6 charges. Takes out Pebbles right there, but now he's in trouble. Master of Arms doing plenty of damage with that red, especially of the Savage Mace. And now the chase on the Engineer. Engineer's gonna be taken out right here in the mid lane. In the meantime, Andromeda does get jumped by Lozan as he comes back, and down goes Andromeda. So Corrupted will survive. They do negate the token.
Really got to use the buyback on Keeper.
Yeah.
Even if he does buyback, he'll have one more. And you can't, Lodestone's going to be there before your team. So if anything, it would have prevented them from chasing down the Andro and Engineer, would have saved the gem and 2 hero kills. Then they lose 1 for 1 and they come out very far ahead. But there's just no reason. I always say if you end the game with 2 buybacks, then you might as well not have them, Just... I mean, I kind of buy back all the time, but I think it's better you use them and fail versus save them and never know what would have happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and we do talk about Stay Green specifically. You guys, you're not afraid to use your buybacks, especially early on in the game. And that definitely goes to that mindset. So there's a Bound Eye, by the way, just sitting here, right next to the bottom rune spot on the Legion side. It's just, several heroes have ran by now, both teams. Granted, no inventory slots, sure, but it's still just sitting there, so I'm kind of curious. But eventually he gets dealt with, either picked up or even destroyed. But Fade almost got jumped in the middle lane. She's going to be fine, though. So the big picture, you do see, so despite the no buyback from Keeper, again, the token was destroyed or got picked up and destroyed anyways. So where are we at? I mean, is that just kind of like a even exchange to an extent that really nothing was really happened as a result of it? Because nothing really did, and So is it still just a even game? I mean, next Conqueror, fourth Conqueror, you think?
Maybe, but DCX are kind of in the driver's seat. They have Fade, so they should always be looking for kills if they're playing it properly.
Yeah. 3,800 gold on Torture, by the way. Jeez. Secondary support right there. Torture. So we're gonna Sheepstick. That could even be possible. Hell, even the Frostfield played on him. Wouldn't be out of the question. I don't think so. 49 more 100 gold now, basically on Corrupted Disciple. There's 5,000 even. So really, the shop's going to be open to it. We're at that luxury stage. We talked about Staff of the Master as a possibility, but it sounded like you think just more damage-focused item in the end is probably the better route. Again, it did just happen, so if anything, maybe more testing needs to go on with it. But it seems like, I mean, it increases the rate of fire and allows bouncing to additional targets. That makes the overload tenfold better to an extent.
When there's no creeps around. If there's creeps
Okay.
around, it wouldn't be so good. It would be
true.
a good game for it if you wanted to see it, but in this instance, he could probably get away with, like, I don't want to say Heart, but
Yeah.
I mean, Heart wouldn't be bad. There's a lot of things you could do. I think just getting an item is definitely better than saving for buyback, though. But
Yeah.
if there's a game for Staff, this would probably be it.
We'll see if Corrupted Disciple comes through here or not. Imba Boy thinks that is their best choice. Top lane, some chases trying to happen. Andromeda trying to get in range for maybe a swap or something like that, but Pebble's able to port a key away, and he is fine. So he has another 4,100 gold. I believe I just saw, yeah, Firebrand purchase on Master of Arms, by the way. And he, too, is already sitting on another 2,700, so obviously we're at that point of the game, 50.5 minutes in. What was just a crazy aggressive game right off the bat. We had try versus try lane. We had something like 16 kills in 8 minutes. I mean, it was just a lot of aggression off the bat. It's slowed down a little bit here, as you would expect. Again, 3 Conquer kills later. So maybe even the next Conquer kill gonna maybe be a big determination of what ultimately is gonna happen. But the buyback situation, we still have ultimately every buyback. Obviously, Fade on the Legion team still only has one, and then Donuts and Fan play that Lodestone only has one as well. So other than that, everyone is good to go with their 2 sets of buybacks here on both sides. The Boundai still there, by the way.
Okay. I think, okay, here's big items coming up soon.
Yeah.
It looks like Keeper is going to go for Sheepstick, which means he has 2 Sheepsticks per fight. That's really big.
Yeah.
They still have the bananas up on MOA. He did finish that Savage Mace. The Pebbles has 5k. The Lodestone looks like he's going to go for Frostfield. Still don't know what CD is going to do. Andro's got 3k. I'd love to see Andro pick up a Storm Spirit. It pretty much directly counters that Hellflower. And okay, I like this. Imba Boy is going to go for Shroud into Genjuro. I think that's probably the best possible route.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him just finish it, though. Buybacks are nice, but I just want to see people just start spending all their money because it's really the best decision most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it just goes to the mindset. Sure, you can buy back in that fight, but you're also taking away from being in that next tier of item in that fight in the first place. So.
And you have in this situation, you've got Lodestone and Pebbles not yet at that next tier.
Yeah.
I feel like if he just goes Genjuro, they could just go fight right now. They might be waiting for the sheep on Keeper, and then the way I see it normally, if one of my teammates is all in, then you might as well be all in because if he dies, it doesn't really matter if you have buyback.
Scattering it, yeah. Speaking of Staff of the Master, you talked about Andromeda with maybe a Storm Spirit. Staff on Andromeda, that's one of the better staff effects in the game, I think. I mean, 10-second cooldown.
It's definitely not bad, but in this game, not optimal, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it is definitely viable if it was a different type of game, like they were playing a Tempest or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Maybe against like a Rest of Stone Tempest, but here, said maybe the Storm Spirit. He is sitting on that 3,000 gold, 3,500 on Keeper again. It's just like, what else is there more to talk about than just constantly gold being pulled up at this point? Frostfield play just purchased by Lodestone, so maybe without his Pebbles, maybe Torture, who ended up going to Struck Head, by the way. But Lodestone ends up getting the Frostfield play when it's all said and done. Oh, missed a kill right there. Look at that, a slow game, and I missed the 1 kill that happens. Torture gets picked off, speaking of him, at the Ancients right there. That's a solid pickup. He has about 68 seconds, and he can out buy back, actually. This could be a timing here. There's the Genjuro purchase. He is sitting on 2,200 gold on top of that. So he even has the buyback now on top of the Genjuro purchase. Yeah, looks like DCX is going to try to take advantage. So that kill could definitely hurt Lion Esports Club a lot right here. Although time, it's definitely taken away quickly on that resurrection. 45 seconds now and counting. Yeah, it seems like they are not going to really push the issue in the end. Even after that purchase. So he has the Genjuro now. They are making their way towards the middle lane, but yeah, they're DCX wants more. They want more. They think maybe it's a little bit too long at this point. They need a better opportunity. That's what it comes down to. So, not going to take that here, and instead we'll just go back to just looking at what items are coming up. There's the Sheepstick, I think, on Keeper, unless he might need the Mana Tube still. No, he has that as well. So Sheepstick on Keeper the Forest. He talked about the double Sheepstick with the Resto Stone. That's big. Pebbles. Uh-oh. Pebbles in trouble. He is going to Portal Key right there to continue farming. Fade, if Fade spots him, he's going to spot him.
Fade went Storm Spirit as well, and they have
Yeah.
a Sheep on Keeper, so they've got the map control and the pick-off potential now. And this is the strength of Fade. If you're not running around with your team, like, you will get picked off, and it looks like he's going to intercept Torturer here if he keeps going.
Yeah.
He's playing a little too passive for my liking. I think he could just be dancing in and out amongst the trees and just, just knowledge. Okay, they're all bottom in our woods is just enough to make your movement worthwhile.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to just camp top. I like this, though. CD finished the Gendro. They've got the Sheepstick. He's still got 3,000 gold, but I honestly I don't think CD can be stopped at this point. MOA is going to need another item to deal with him.
Well, and you think, look at CD2, he's not even, he has a Helm of the Black Legion he's still sitting on, which is honestly almost doing nothing at this point.
The Hellborn takes down
If only that helped
Tower.
Black Legion was the teleport, right? Brady?
Exactly. Middle lane, double damage run on Pebbles. Look at this.
Legion
Tower's already dead.
destroyed.
Melee Rax goes down.
Legion
Range Rax
barracks
goes
gets
down.
destroyed.
And in the blink of a freaking eye, the Rax are dead. How about that? DCX, like, what just happened right there? There's the Burning Shadows, hits 4 heroes. Tower goes down once again. Storm Spirit onto Pebbles. There's the Energy Field. Keeper the Force in the background. Root comes down. Master of Arms locked down. He will use the Geometer's Bane finally, and now comes down. Look at Keeper the Force just explode. He is going to survive though. Corrupted Disciple in the background. Shucking it himself. Channeling the Conduit on to Master of Arms. Master of Arms in trouble. Down he goes. Down goes Corrupted though as well. Buybacks are going to happen though. There's buybacks on Corrupted Disciple at least. None of the Hellborn side just yet. Swamp right there to Keeper the Force. Going to get him back. Lilson in the background. He's going to have a Sheepstick on him. Now he's trying to run away. But that Conduit going to start adding up, and he will eventually fall right here. And they also end up picking off Pyromancer, it looks like, on the chase. So, wow.
It's tough. Like, I feel like Impa Boy, I've always thought he was like a really strong player, but he's like one of those guys that's like good, solid, not going to make many mistakes, but he's just slightly misplaying in a lot of different situations. Like, he doesn't have TP there, runs in, he gets off a nice BKB, but his Conduit's late, and then he just stands there and tanks the Lodestone ulti to the face, and it goes through BKB, folks. Like, it does a lot of damage.
Oh, Torture in the meantime getting picked up. It's going to be a pick over DCX. Torch Spirit comes out offensively right there. Master of Arms in the background. He's going to split up with the Geometer's Bane, but he gets away himself. So, before you know it, Justice League, all of a sudden they're pushing back strong. 4 players still dead. Again, they do have buybacks. 7,300 gold on Pebbles, by the way. Holy crap. They do have buybacks, though, and Vulnerability comes out on both him and Lodestone. Torture does not, I believe. Oh, Torture does, actually. There's struck it out on Master of Arms. He gets swapped in, though. Conduit's applied. Master of Arms damage is draining right here. Root comes out. The Energy Field in the background. They jump on across the Disciple. He's going in and out right there with that struck out. The auto attack's adding up, and down goes Master of Arms. Torture's going to fall as well. And Lodestone now in trouble, or is he? Corrupted Disciple falling back. But now Lodestone has to fall back. Pebbles in the background here. He jumps in, but he cannot get there in time. He finally gets to jump on him and drop it above the tablet over the ledge. However, the Portal Key follow-up to finish him off with a double tap.
I can tell you right now what CD needs, and it's lifesteal. Satanic's got to be his next item.
Yeah.
And you just orb swap, and it's going to dominate. Like you saw there, he is just rolling right now. MOA used his buyback, and they still have one on both Fade and Andromeda right now, but they're not going to use them, and I believe that's going to mean Kongor.
Yep, easy Kongor. Look at how fast he falls. This is the 4th Kongor kill. Again, Bananas obviously going to be happening on top of the token. And this time, there's going to be no steal. This time, it will be on Pebbles, most likely. No, he's going to pass it up. Token on Master of Arms, Bananas on Lowstone. So actually, Pebbles does not go for it. He's probably going to buy another item with 6,400 gold.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, there's nothing to me that's worse than being dead with like 8,000 gold.
Yeah.
And he's close to that. He's going to go Geos, which
Interesting.
isn't bad. It's going to get him out of that second route.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice. Nothing you could really get here that'd be all that useful. And you also don't want to get, Heart or anything like that, because if you get Conduited, that just means you give CD more damage, and that's not really what you're looking to do. CD's got one buyback left. He's really got to sell the Helm and buy the Helm of the Dominator ASAP, or Whispering Helm. Like, he's just got to.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. The last fight, I mean, he was definitely cutting in and out. It seems like the lifesteal, no doubt, would have been a big advantage. He got the Help of Black Legion basically doing nothing at this point, as we talked about. So he is going to be sitting on that 3,500 gold, though. So we'll keep an eye on for that. And if it even ends up being the Helm, or the You got me saying different names. The Whispering Helmet too. Symbol of Rage. So we'll have to wait and see if that ends up coming up here. Master of Arms, he is hitting hard, man. He showed that last fight especially. The Geometer's Bane, the Savage Mace, the Nullifier level 2. That damage has added up, especially in that red form when he gets those Savage Mace procs like crazy and the Nullifier Blade. He's doing a lot. Middle lane, that big pick right here on Andromeda. Andromeda does not have a buyback. Can she fall? Yes, it looks like a double tablet. The Storm Spirit, they want to keep her alive. The swap, maybe? No, not going to happen. She goes down. Energy field is up, though. Overcommitment here by Lions Esports Club, perhaps. Root comes out. The split up with the Geometer's Bane from Pebbles. That was huge. The Conduit is at 8 charges, though. Look at Corrupted Disciple. 425 max damage, but here's a jump from Pebbles. He's not doing a whole lot, though. He has a Conduit. Fade Burning Shadow stun comes out. Down goes Pebbles right there. And Corrupted Disciple looking Jiro out. Remember, Token of Life still on Master of Arms. Banana has been used on Lowstone. Here comes Corrupted Disciple back in. He wants to kill. He now falls back with the Genjiro. Barbed Armor up from Lodestone. And that's probably going to be the end of that exchange right there. This game continues to not disappoint here as far as back and forth action.
Yeah, CD now with 5,200 gold, so his next item is soon going to be finished. He's just got to go all in Satanic right now, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to start taking over. MOA, like, it's nice that he has token, but with no buybacks, it means that it's effective. Like, he's one item behind still, and I just don't know. Fade, Andro, like, these heroes, they don't have much GPM, but it doesn't matter, because as long as they're all about getting another spell off, and, like, Fade got huge stuns off there that really won them the team fight.
Yeah.
If they'd had a little better follow-up, they probably would have just ran with it, but I think that started 4v5 against Token Bananas, and they came out even, so
yeah,
I'd take that as a big win for DCX.
Oh yeah, that's true. And again, you look back at the buyback situation, the fact that both Master and Lodestone are out of buybacks at this point. That's a huge factor in a game like this. So nearly 61 minutes in here for one of this best of 3. Kongor's died 4 times already. We have 34-33 hero kill game. This has just been a crazy back and forth. No doubt teams have been some questionable decisions, some mistakes, but that's just what happens at even the top tier level. And again, how games are played out. Corrupted Disciple, 5,800 gold. Just buy it, damn it. Just freaking buy it. I think we're stressing it a lot at this point, but for good reason. It continues to be a little ridiculous. But 2,800 gold on Master of Arms right here. So he too is now at the rate of, rebuying a Shrunken Head perhaps. What does a Shrunken Head have? 5 seconds. So yeah, that wouldn't be out of the question. And going across the board with that, 5 seconds on Pebbles. You got 8 seconds on Torture, so he's good to go. Corrupted Disciple, he's sitting on 5 seconds himself, so... But I still would like to see that symbol, it sounds like, before that at the very least. He is heading back to base right now. There's a fight possibly brewing right here, so if he doesn't bite here, I don't know. I just don't know what to say at this point. But it looks like Lion Esports Club, they want to keep up the tempo. But, ooh, he goes the Behemoth's Heart. So he's going to stay away from the lifesteal route. He's going to go the Behemoth's Heart here in the end. And, I mean, he is going to be extra tanky now with that Behemoth's Heart pickup, but I think it's safe to say you would have just rather wanted to see the lifesteal in the end, Symbol of Rage.
I mean, that's what he's going for. I just definitely hope.
I saw him right-click it, so...
I just feel like you go the Helm, you run in the woods real quick, grab a nice creep, and then go for it. You see an Abyssal finished on Keeper, really good item.
Yeah.
Their itemization isn't perfect, but it's not bad. I think that Fade should have probably gone for a Hellflower over that Storm Spirit. Andro could have gone for the Storm Spirit, but they have CC, at least in the form of Keeper's Sheeps, along with the Double Root, so... I mean, they really, if they take just a straight-up team fight, they should win it. But I definitely want CD to buy lifesteal. He's instead of running into the pyro.
Jeez, here we go. Oh yeah, Corrupted Disciple running the Pyromancer Conduit is being applied, but now he's no, it's not even being applied. Overload is up there. It's a root coming out. Torture the front lines. Torture dropping quickly. Torture follows Stone Johnson with a big Shadow Storm. The second root comes out though. Look at they're just standing still. Pebbles cannot get out. He is going to be locked down. Pebbles will fall right there. He already used Shrunken and Geometer's Bane. Master of Arms also falls. He has a token of life though. Going to be coming right back up. Pyromancer Blazing Strike to finish off Fade right there. Corrupted Disciple in the background. He is barely alive. He is going to die in the end, but will Lodestone as a result? No, he will not. He's going to survive. Keeper the Force thinking about it, but he's not going to go back in right there.
It's just so frustrating, Breaky. He dies with 5,000 gold. If he has life still there, they're not only going to win the fight, they're going to dominate it, and he's going to live. Instead, he's going to lose himself and a teammate because he didn't want to spend his gold.
Look at Zane in the background.
Yeah, they get to kill him Pyro. Thing is, like they're just giving Lions. It's as if they're just breathing life into them right now. Like just go win the game, win the game. Buy items.
What did Herm Edwards say? You play to win the game.
Yeah, it just.
Learn here.
Oh, you bought heart. I'm done. I'm done.
And he goes hard. Yeah, like I was saying, it seems like I mean, it's hard to argue with what you're saying. Look at, by the way, he's 21, 5, and 13. Holy crap. That's a lot of hero kills. 21 hero kills for a Corrupted Disciple. So it is hard to criticize when you look at a stat like that, but no,
it's not
at the same
hard.
time.
It's not hard.
It's not hard.
Like, you hear it all the time on stream. You know, we talk about how people have high GPMs. Like,
Yeah.
GPM does not necessarily connotate skill. Like, it means that you're playing the role that your team designated to get all the farm.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're playing the best by de facto because you have the most gold. Like,
Yeah.
in this game, sure, his team could have played better, but Imba Boy could have single-handedly won the game for his team by making 2 or 3 good decisions instead of 2 or 3 bad decisions. And again, they're still in a good spot. They still should win this game, but I really don't think that they have it in the bag. And it's mostly because he just does not have lifesteal. So if he gets initiated on again like that, like, he'll just die. And there's no real longevity in team fights, which, up top, Fade's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That was
really close, but she does get away. Portkey, so gonna be fine. So yeah, again, we'll see. We'll see if it pays off in the end or not. Because again, in the end, the win is a win, but may not be the most efficient choices here when it comes to the items. 48 more 100 gold on Keeper of the Forest, by the way. He's talked about the Abyssal Skull. That was a good pickup. I know he has another 4,800 gold, so who knows where he's going to go for the next. Obviously, Post-Haste can start becoming more and more popular amongst the board. We already do see several on either side. You got the one on Lodestone, and then you got the one on Corrupted Disciple, speaking of him. Rebuying a Shrunken Head is basically what he has left at this point. Can't possibly see anything else. I mean, you're not getting rid of any of those items that he has, so that's where we're at. 66 minutes in now, one of the longer games we've had recently. And it might even still be another 10, 15 minutes at this rate. It keeps going. We're going to have a 5th Kongor going to be coming up here shortly. And I'm sure that's yet again what teams are going to be waiting for, and understandably so. 3 tablets here on the Legion side, by the way. Standing out, too. You got 2 tablets here on the Hellborn side. Trying to find talking points, but I feel like we're kind of just rinse and repeating here at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna. We can talk about the team fight that eventually comes. Engineer's actually gonna land a nice ulti there. Should probably kill the Pyro.
What will this lead into is the question. Master of Arms coming in, not gonna initiate. Actually, he gets Storm Sprint. This is big. Lodestone comes in with the Shatter Storm, so they saw him with that bound dive, but he falls back. Double damage is on Master of Arms. Pyromancer cannot buy back, but I think that's gonna be the end.
The game is really all down on the initiation now. You actually see him chasing down Tort, so Tort's probably gonna die unless he can get his TP off, but he's not TPing.
He actually Shrunken Head. Yeah, that was he misplayed that a little bit right there. Hanskin, he could have either tabbed it over the ledge or he could have just immediately TP'd.
Yeah, it's okay. You went Shroud on the MOA. I'd like to see him just go lifesteal too, because people don't realize this, but the later the game goes, the more beneficial lifesteal is. I mean, he'd be stealing ridiculous amounts. Like, he's hitting for 400. That's ridiculous once you have lifesteal.
Yeah.
And you see, this is good here. Lodestone Pebble's going to push out bottom. They have post-haste on both heroes, and this will probably save them a second Rax.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're gonna lose this one. They should probably just let it go. But like, actually, no, that's good because you saw Andrew Engineer down bottom. They have to defend here, and now they're gonna actually save all of their racks. So really well played by Lions. And again, they're just kind of outclassing DCX right now, even though it feels like DCX really should win this game.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I feel like Lions may take this if this game goes a little more on.
And you know, Master of Arms, he's gonna be full throttle as well very shortly. He has the Assassin Shot and the Genjiro coming along very quickly. So again, other than the rebuy of the Shrunken Head, he'll basically be full arsenal of weapons right there, and this could be a big pick. No, they cannot get the damage out first. He went for the rocket drill. The damage did not come out with any auto attacks, and Keeper's able to portal Q away right
CD just rebought his BKB, so this next team fight is going to be really large for them.
Yeah.
There's no real item he can replace at this point. All like Heart, but obviously he's not selling Heart. It's just not optimal up top. Keeper's dead. He has a buyback though, so it's no big deal. He actually has 2, so they can honestly bait this because if Lions goes to push and he buys back as Fade initiates, they're gonna just get rolled in the fight. And Lodestone ulti is up though, so nothing too major used other than the puzzle box. But this fight, like most late game team fights, is just gonna come down to initiation. Hellborn just needs to kill CD. That's it. The end. He does have a buyback, however, so it's much easier said than done. But they do have the tools to do it. Andro is kind of the X factor here, if they could potentially initiate onto CD just with Lodestone and a Hellflower and maybe an ulti, like Pebble stun onto CD, Hellflower onto Andro, but they also have the Fade Storm Spirit, so it's really tough. It's in essence a 1-4 against a much more farm spread Lions team, but the thing is, the one in this case is the CD, and he's just doing so much damage.
Yeah. Fifth
MOA
Condor
hits harder, but
is,
he just hits faster and has Conduit.
Yeah, the Conduit's the big difference maker, I think it's safe to say. That and the Overload, obviously, just synergizes so well with him, just moving around, minusing armor all over the place. And then putting on some good damage with that Conduit, getting the channel on that. So, Congo dropping very quickly right here, as you would expect. Even with the Illusion Rune on Pebbles assisting, so this is going to be another free Congo kill here. Lion Esports Club. Again, we've seen this before, though. There's a Token of Life. Where's the bananas? On Lodestone again? Nope.
See, this is the thing. So now CD and MOA have the same farm, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although, no, I'm sorry. He has a token, so he's one item down, but I see that item as just heart at this point. So you've got 2 MOAs versus like 600-700 HP on Corrupted. So those carries are about even, and he also didn't need to go to the Demonic because Pebbles has it. So MOA is in a pretty good spot now. They're actually going to TP top, and I think they're looking for Keeper again, and they will find him.
As you said earlier, he does have a buyback, so there's the pick, but will be
They didn't even hide that. I mean, they just TP'd into the wave, and Keeper was like, oh, guys,
this is happening.
TPing. Torch still bottom, so this is where they need to just buy back and go. Like, right here.
Well, it's 60 seconds, so yeah, definitely need to buy back. It will be one of his 2 buybacks, as you said earlier. He definitely has, so Lion Esports Club not going to go full throttle just yet, though. Again, they're going to kind of push in the other lanes right here. All 3 lanes being pushed in pretty aggressively now by Lion Esports Club with their creep wave, at least. They're going to head towards bottom. Of course, the tower already dead, so the racks are exposed. You see Tilla getting some good vision now. I'm sure Lion Esports Club very aware that he possibly does have a buyback, so they're gonna definitely be looking for that. Will they be able to react in time? It's a question. The uphill attacks with that Savage Mace, of course, working out just fine for Master of Arms right here. Dropping the melee racks, no buyback just yet. There's Hidden Field. There's the buyback for Keeper. Swamp on the Master of Arms. He's in the background. Sheepstick comes out. Master's going to be absolutely destroyed.
He's going to respawn with no ability to trump
Yep, in the energy field. There's the first ring Master of Arms. Big person, Master of Arms. He gets the Geomet's Bend. He's somehow still on. Corrupt is chasing. Not able to finish him off. So the melee racks goes down. Corrupt at the top, though, in the midst of everything. Sheepstick on the Torture. Torture will fall right there. In the background, Pebbles doing some damage. He's going for the TP. Not going to happen. Lowstone falls. And Pebbles also going to end up falling right here. Emba Boy gets a double tap when it's all said and done. 4 players are dead. Lions, but they do get the melee racks there.
Andrew and Pierce just winning the team fight right there. They swapped an MOA, he respawned an NGL, put out Shrunken or Geos, then panicked, used both, sat in the Keeper root and died.
Yeah.
CD doing way too much damage, but honestly the equalizer's that Sheepstick on Keeper. 2 Sheepsticks, 1 to kill MOA, and I believe the second one killing the Torturer, so
yeah,
just really well played right there. Doombringer now picked up on CD. They're going for the win, folks. If only he had lifesteal, but nope, gonna keep the heart.
Yeah, what do you make of that? He actually sells the Dawnbringer.
I think that was like just really, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's
heart
thinking.
instead of the
I'm very confused because this game is not over.
Yeah.
Like,
they're gonna go right for it though.
Throne. First of all, let's kill the throne, guys. Hello. I don't know. I mean, Pebbles, he's got a buyback, so it's gonna be like, there's Pebbles. It's a 3-on-4 now.
Yeah.
3-on-5 rather. They still need to go though. MOA doesn't have a buyback, and now they have a Doombringer CD. So
this is a big attempt right here. Torture just gets annihilated. So now he is going to be dead once again. No buyback on him. Did DCX just do it right there? Down goes the tower. Master of Arms is up right now. This is it. They're all in, baby. Tower's going to fall. Here comes Pebbles right here. The stuns on the Corrupted Disciple. But the lockdown on it. Pebbles, he can't get anything off. He gets stricken off finally. Conduit's applied. Here comes Lowstone as well. Master of Arms being locked down. Lowstone jumps in. The Shrunken on the Corrupted. He is taking up. Barbed Armor's up. He did not want to attack that. And they are starting to run away. Down goes Fade right there. Andromeda's going to go down. Engineer's going to go down. And Lion Esports Club, they will hold it off. Corrupted and Keeper the Force both on the run right here. Again, there are buybacks here. Andromeda and Engineer both have buybacks. Andromeda does not actually. Engineer does, but this game, so many things happen in this game.
I am just, I'm at a loss, Breaky. I don't get it. I don't get it. If they just go for the throne right off the bat, they're going to win the game. They get the kill. Now there's 4 heroes on Lions, all out of buybacks. But so even though like they're actually way further ahead than the stats would appear, they're still behind in gold, but when they're, 8 buybacks deep on Lions, you got to figure that gold's, it's just not going to matter. You see, Pebbles picked up another item. I think it was just the post haste.
Yeah.
Maybe he rebought BKB. He did just rebuy BKB, so the Pebbles has a fresh BKB right now. But again, like I just don't get what the hell Ember Boy is thinking. Now he's got a Heart and a Doombringer, no real attack speed item, and I think he actually does less damage with a Doombringer than he would with a Dawnbringer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When he sold it, that's what kind of threw
And
me
now
off
he has
guard.
no orb, so it's like I don't know
Yeah.
what this guy's thinking or smoking, but I want some.
Here it comes. Here comes the
Hellboy
push.
takes
It's
down
up to
a
our
Legion
falls.
tower.
Mega Creeps wouldn't be spawning right here. The bottom range still has. Bottom range rack still up. Here we go. Keeping the force roots in.
Legion
Shrunken Head from
barracks
Pebbles.
gets
Melee Racks
destroyed.
goes down. Illusions are falling. Not the biggest deal. They're equipped for the Disciple. Shrunken Head is up on himself. Gets 3 charges of Conduit. But it looks like Lion Esports Club playing it smart right here.
Yeah, I'm still confused. Now they're just gonna they're just like, okay, you got the melee, take the range too, and they're not gonna defend. But okay, he's running back over. But now he's got 6,200 gold. His itemization is garbage, and if he doesn't fix it soon, like they're going to lose this game. They will not win a fight with his items as they are.
Yeah.
Like you don't need damage as CD. You need attack speed and move speed, aka Dawnbringer, because you have a conduit.
Yeah.
And I'm so angry and frustrated because I always love to root for the underdog, and DCX has this. They're going to kill this Torturer who has no buybacks. That's big, and they could just go for
Legion
Throne, but
barracks
it's going to
gets
turn into a
destroyed.
race,
Yep.
and
here we
they're
go.
losing all their acts.
Oh, here we go. Pyromancer. This is it. This is a race. This is going to be the game right here. Pyromancer's going to get picked off as well. Pound Knight drops. Who cares, though? They're going straight in. Resto Stone already used by Keeper. Here they go for the Sacrificial Shrine. Now they pour back on Lions. They know they cannot win the race straight off. They need to defend right here. This is it. Will DCX pull it off, or will Lions hold? The Root comes out of the back. Lozo jumps in. Fades the target of choice. Corrupted Disciple just focusing the Shrine. The Shrunken Head's up, and Justice League will pull it off. GG, well played, Justice League. Man, they made it difficult. Both teams went through some turmoil there, but in the end, Justice League comes out on top. Holy crap, man! That was quite the end.
That was a really good way to end it. But man, if they die there, like that's gonna be the game.
Well, of course,
they
yeah.
were gonna be against Mega Creeps. That was really risky. Definitely think they could have won that game a lot cleaner, but they do pull out with the win. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
I don't
they
know.
win. They win. Again, that's what matters in the end, and that's exactly what just happened right there. Justice League gets the victory. They take game 1. Yes, you once again heard correctly right there. Just game 1 of this best out of 3. Man, oh man. So you put it. I mean, definitely Justice League, the underdog, coming into this matchup, and here we are. They're up 1-0 now after just a crazy, chaotic. I mean, we talked about it forever for good reason. Game 5 Conger kills later, and then they pull through. So what a finish we had there, Swindle. Any final words before we go into the break here?
not really. I no words. We said
right.
everything we needed to.
I think we
Hopefully the
did.
fans enjoyed.
Hopefully they did, and guess what, guys? Again, we're just getting started here. We still got at least another game, maybe even a third game at this rate, going to be coming up. So stay tuned, guys. The SoundBlaster Heroes League continues here on Hollandcast, the qualifier number 2. We have a semifinal matchup.